Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Learn French with Madame. Today, we are going to be talking about le futur. So today, we're going to talk about the future tense in French. It's one of my favorite ones to use and one of my favorite ones to teach because I think that the future tense is pretty simple to form and there's not too many irregulars. So I like using the future tense a lot. Plus, I like talking about things that are going to happen. So let's start off with talking about what exactly is the future. So I'm going to write over here what. So we've got what to figure out what the future is. Obviously, we know we're talking about things that are going to happen. So in English, we normally say will, like I will go to the store tomorrow. So in English, it's usually will. Like I'm going to go to the store tomorrow, or going to. We use going to sometimes as well. Or I will do good on this, or I know that I will go to school next week. Okay? So now let's talk about how to form it. So let's going to talk about formation. So formation is pretty simple with the future tense. You only have about 2 steps. So the first one is that you need an infinitive. So you need the infinitive of the verb. And then the second thing that you need is your new endings. So your new endings. All right. Now I want to talk about the new endings real quick. So I'm going to draw my table chart over here for us. And let's fill in our chart with our new endings. So the reason that I think these are pretty easy to remember is because you know all of these endings already. I just don't think that you've seen them as the future. So for the subject pronoun je, we're going to add ai for our ending. For tu, we're going to add as. For il, elle, on, we're going to add a. So far, this is the verb avoir. So we've got the verb avoir as part of our future endings. We just take that verb and we tack it on to the end. For new, we're going to add on ons. Then for vous, it's z, like always. And for il, elle, plural, we're going to add on ont. So everything inside my boot right here is the verb avoir. And then these are normal ER verb endings. So you've seen all of these endings already. We just haven't really talked about how to form the future. But I think after today's video, you guys will feel pretty confident with it. So for today, all I want to focus on are regular verbs in the future and the reflexive verbs in the future. Then next video, we're going to talk about the irregular verbs and what irregular verbs there are in the future tense. So let's start off with a pretty easy verb. We're going to start off with the verb parler. And so we're going to say, I will talk to you. Madame. I will talk to Madame. So I'm going to write my example right here. So we've got exemple, and we're going to say, I will talk to Madame. All right, so now we're going to take this sentence and we're going to put it into the future tense in French. It's already in the future in English, so we just need to put it in French. So first thing is that we need to know this is the verb parler. That talk is the verb parler. So we're going to take our subject pronoun je and bring it down. So we've got je, and now this will talk is parler. So that's our infinitive. So we'll write down parler. Now we need to add on our new endings. So I'm going to write our new endings in that yellow color so that you guys can see them. So we're going to add on our new endings. AI, so je parlerai. Now we just need our to madame, which is à madame. So je parlerai à madame. I will talk to madame. All right, let's do another example. I'm going to do it on the right-hand side over here. So we're going to say we are going to finish our homework. All right, so exemple, we are going to finish our homework. All right, so now we just need to take this sentence and we need to put it into French. So I'm going to move my paper up so you guys can see it. We're going to take our subject pronoun we, and that's nous. And now this are going to finish, that's the future tense. So we need to take the verb to finish. And so that is the verb finir. Now we need to tack on our future endings. So for nous, we're going to use ONS. So we tack on ONS. So nous finirons. Now our homework is nos devoirs. And that's it. So the future tense isn't super hard. You just have to have the infinitive and then your new endings. And then it might be a little bit more difficult when we talk about some irregular verbs. But so far, you should be thinking that the future tense is pretty easy. All right. So let's talk about the reflexive verbs. So I'm going to scroll my paper up all the way so you guys can see it. So we're going to talk about reflexive verbs, and reflexive verbs are pretty much the same thing, except you're still going to change your pronoun from se in the infinitive to the pronoun that you need. So if I wanted to say he is going to, let's change the pronoun. We're going to say, let's say you are going to swim in the lake. All right, you are going to swim in the lake. So I'm going to write reflexive verbs in a different color. So we're going to say, you are going to swim in the lake. And we're going to use the verb se baigner for to swim, okay? Like to take a dip. So we're going to say, you are going to swim in the lake. We need our pronoun, our subject pronoun, you. So we're going to say tu. Now this are going to swim, we're going to use the verb se baigner. So we're going to change our subject, our reflexive pronoun from se to te. So tu, te, and now we've got our verb baigner. Okay, now we need to add on our future ending. So for tu, it's as. So tu te baigneras. And then in the lake. Dans le lac. So tu te baigneras dans le lac. Okay, so hopefully the future tense is not super hard, but also a lot of the irregular verbs that are regular or regular in the present tense are regular in the future. Like the verb boire, how that's irregular in the present, it's regular in the future. So you just leave it as the stem, B-O-I-R, and then you add on your A-I. The same thing with mettre, even though it's an RE verb, you're still going to drop that E, and then you're going to just add on your new endings. So one more example before I let you guys go today. We're going to do an RE verb. So let's do the verb mettre. So let's do the verb mettre because that's an RE verb. So we're going to say he is putting on a hat. So he is putting on a hat, or he is going to put on a hat. So he is going to put on a hat. So our he is il. Then we're going to put the verb to put in the future. So we're going to take the verb mettre. Now, when we have verbs that end in RE, we need to drop that E so that our stem ends in R. So all future tense stems are going to need to end in R. Most of the time, you don't need to do anything with it because they already do with ER verbs and IR verbs. But with RE verbs, you drop the E and then add your ending. So il mettra and then a hat, un chapeau. Okay, so c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. That's it for today. I hope you guys don't have very many questions, but if you do, don't forget you are welcome to send me an email. C'est tout et à plus.